Fight Commentary Breakdown Chair. I am here with Alain Alejandro Navarro.
You?
And you are fight number 4.
Yes, sir.
As far as we understand.
Yes, sir. Okay. We'll be fighting Dez. He's from the home gym, Komodo.
Oh, okay. Do you think you're a little bit of the underdog, or what do you think?
Personally, no, never. Okay. Going into any fight, I'm coming to press forward, put my hands on you, and see what's going on. The higher the competition, the better to me. That's how I feel.
Nice.
So never. Always inside.
How was the prep?
Not the most intense prep, but a lot of just going over technique, making sure I'm looking at my P's and Q's, making sure, because I believe he is shorter than me and I am a long man, so I like leaning back, making sure all those bases are covered. I would say that. Not too intensive because the cardio is there, but more so just sharpening up the tools.
I see. That makes sense. Have you done a little research on him?
None at all. I like to just go in, see what's up. We're not professional yet. When we are, maybe I'll do a little bit of homework, but I like to get in there and get surprised.
What has your martial arts journey been so far? Did you get started when you were young? Did you start more later?
I started when I was 16 in high school. I started wrestling in mind to transition to MMA. So then once I got a little bit older, once I finished my wrestling season, I went over to MMA Science and I started my MMA career there. It was a lot of kickboxing at first, but I knew I was lacking my hands. So I did meet on a boxing coach in the gym working out, and then we worked out for about 7 months together. He gave me my hands, and I just kept it going, holding pads with my brother, holding pads for him, and we training back and forth. But it's been up and down like life, but definitely the heart is still there, and it's never gone. It's always on my mind, you know?
I see. And this show you're doing, it's a kickboxing match?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Did you have to modify your training a little to prepare for this?
I guess so. Not shooting for takedowns, but no, not really. I always prepare. I am an amateur, so this fight was kind of short notice, I guess. Like, they just told me, hey, you want to fight in August? I said, sure. And that was, I believe, halfway through July. I wasn't on my vacation yet. I was actually about to go on my vacation. So I went in vacation, stayed in shape. I was out there, no excuses. But came back, and then we just kept sharpening up like we were before. So not too much, but just a little bit more focus on thinking about what I'm going to do. It is kickboxing. I love kicking. I love my low kicks, but I like using my hands.
Yeah,
makes sense. Not too big of a difference.
Especially if you're the taller fighter. Again, you're probably going to try to keep them at a distance, right? Be the sniper.
Yeah, I like getting in his face, though. I don't like backing up. I will say that. I'm going to play the distance, play the range, but definitely not backing up.
So when it needs to go to the pocket, you're like, oh, let's do it.
Let's do it. Exactly. Wow. Let's do it.
Anyone in your corner? Anyone part of your staff here?
No, lone soldier right now. I like to show up early, 2 hours early. Kenley should be showing up later, but no. I'm taking the fight serious, you know. Mm-hmm. But to me, this is just a stepping stone to my next fight. It's not really like something I feel like I need to bring the whole team out and spend that amount of money, because my coaches are expensive. I will say that, you know. Yeah. But I'm gonna have Kenley in my corner. I'm gonna have who I need for sure.
Sounds good. And so let's talk about what's next. So we'll do this fight, and do you have another fight lined up? Tell me more.
Yes, sir. I actually have a fight with another promotion in Hialeah, MMA Masters, so I'm going to be fighting there. It's going to be a full MMA match, so I get to let everything go, you know? And this is really what, this fight for me is taking temperature to see how I'm going to feel there, to see what I need to work on. Is my reaction a little slow? Is my timing off? Are my hands there? Are my combos there? Is my defense activated? So that's really what it's going to be. I'm taking the temperature, seeing how it's going to go, and then we'll move forward.
Makes sense. What is your ultimate dream? What is your ultimate goal for your martial arts journey?
Simple. Just make sure I constantly continue to build on my craft, and every time I go out there, I get to perform the best I can. Titles, belts, and all of that is, at the end of the day, it's secondary to what has to happen before you even earn anything, which is performance. So to me, it's just staying healthy, performing at the highest level I can, and staying true to the game.
Wow. Said like a true martial artist. I love it. What is your walkout song?
Ooh, I haven't picked it yet. But I got a couple. I'm thinking maybe some salsa or maybe some rock. But I also got, 954. I got some Kodak on the back. We don't know. We haven't picked it.
We'll have to wait for the show to kind of look at that.
Exactly.
Wow. How was the weight cut?
Honestly, pretty easy. I wasn't too far off. I'm fighting at 160. That's kind of my walking weight. I just had to cut 7 pounds in like 2 hours. It wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was pretty easy. The hardest part was not eating. But pretty easy.
Now, when you usually do your walkout, do you dance? Are you like intense? What is the pre-fight thing for you?
Sometimes I feel like most of the time, every time I've done it, kind of aloof. I'm just taking in the moment, just listening to my thoughts, seeing what's going on. Sometimes I'll pray, sometimes I won't. Really, the moment calls for it. If the crowd is there and the energy's there, I might, if the song is right, But sometimes I'm definitely focused, but more so aloof, more so just, going over what I think what's going to happen. and then plan B, C, D, E, and down the line.
That makes sense. Do you look at the tapes of all your fights and try to learn lessons from it?
Yeah, definitely. Especially after, I'll rewatch them and see what happened. A lot of times, though, I feel like I have really good memory when I'm in there, so I know as soon as I step off the mat, okay, this happened. Like last Smoker tournament here, my second fight, I remember I fought it really, really well, almost perfect. I would say perfect if you want to be real, but I'm very pedient on that. And I remember I was really hammering his leg, touching him up with the hands, and then he threw a random high kick that I just didn't see, and it kind of grazed me. And then I didn't really like it because I felt like I gave up a strike. Like I was already destroying this dude. I should have seen that coming. But no, usually I see him, but I would definitely will review film as much as I can, especially with my uncles and my brothers, and then with the coaches and stuff, because you got to get a little bit from everybody. You can learn from a cat if you watch him grapple, right?
Very true. Cats are good grapplers. Do you come from like a fighting family? Come from a martial arts family?
Actually, funny enough, kind of. Yeah. So my uncles in Cuba were clandestino, which I feel like that's who I represent every time I fight. I'm from MMA Science. I've trained in fight sports, and I plan to keep adding to that pedigree. I've trained at Hard Knocks, which is now, it was Stanford. They keep changing names. It's Hard Knocks or Black Zillions, whatever you want to call them. But I've gone around like a true martial artist. You have to get a little bit from everybody. So that's what I look like. Or that's what I look to do, and that's how my uncles were. They never trained in a dojo. They didn't belong to a dojo. Wow. They met my grandfather. My grandfather taught them what they knew, and they were more so karate guys, and my grandfather was a judoku. So, but long story short, definitely big on the fighting family.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I think we got to grab more interviews with you. So this was only the first interview. In fact, this is the first interview for this event. So thank you for being the first interview.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
And I'm going to butcher your name again. Alain. That's right. Alain Navarro.
Alejandro.
Yeah, I got to put the middle. So the middle is very important. It has to be Alain Alejandro Navarro.
There you go.
That's right. Cubano. All right, guys. This is Fight Commentary Breakdowns, an awesome interview. Look out for him in the ring. I'll put the link for the live event if you can't make it in person. So you guys watch.